From Islamabad. Thank you for your time at Indus News. Earlier we were talking to Mr. Munir Akram, who was of the view there are certain leading powers in the world which are reluctant in not making India to retract from what historical blunder it has committed on the 5th of August last year. So what do you have to say about it?
Well, I think Master Munir Akram is correct in his reading. We have seen that the major powers have not been able to stand up for the values and for the norms and the principles of international law in a manner that people all over the world would have expected. And in that sense, I think it is a loss not only for us, for the Kashmiris, but loss for the world as a whole. But having said that, let me sort of underscore that in a fight, in a struggle between good and evil, you cannot afford to be neutral, or you have to stand up for what is correct, what is to be done. And I think Pakistan will continue to stand by the Kashmiri people in that sense.
That is, Mr. Bashir, that is exactly what we had been hearing from Pakistan's leaders, particularly Pakistan's Prime Minister Imran Khan. He vociferously raised this particular issue at the United Nations General Assembly, and then due to the campaign, and today in his address at the AJK Legislative Assembly, he said that incumbent government sensitized the world leaders and the international community about the sensitivity of this particular matter. But when it comes to the international community's censure, we see that it was only in terms of words rather than any sort of a practical action. So when can we expect the international community would be taking any sort of a practical measure, either in form of sanctions or whatever it could be, to stop India?
Well, I personally don't think that the international community is in a position in today's world to take any action which is meaningful. We are seeing the world is sort of, the order in the world is being frayed everywhere. And it is up to the Kashmiris and to the people of this region, in particular India, those in India who are suffering from Modi regime's excesses, and generally the people in this region and who are immediately in this area to stand up for what they want for this region in terms of its future. And I think eventually the struggle of the people for justice will prevail. And it's not just a question of abrogation of some articles. I think what has really happened since the 5th of August last has been that the entire people, of the Jammu and Kashmir state, they have been put under captivity. I think that is the word that sort of connotes very simply the situation, and it cannot be forever.
Mr. Bashir,